How much money do I actually need to start a business? I've got the idea, but the amount that I need to spend is scaring me. Help. This is one of the most common asked questions in my DMs. I want to start a business, I have an idea, but I have absolutely no idea where to start when it comes to financing it, and how much money do I actually need? Do I need tens of thousands of pounds to get a business off the ground? No, and you can fundamentally be wasting a ton of money investing that much money from the beginning. Today, I'm going to break down the minimal viable launch budget that you need in order to get your business off the ground. This is all part of a series where I help you guys problem solve your business stresses, because a problem shared is a problem halved. And I believe in doing things together. So listen up. My name's Holly and I launched a very successful and very lilac supplement brand back in September last year. But we are regular and we are here to disrupt the space around poo. Because no one's talking about poo. Well, now everyone's talking about poo, and that's all because of us. We have gone on to do 6 figures in 5 weeks. We sold out in 7. The business is thriving and we're only about 4 months into the journey. So I'm going to break down the most asked question. How much money do I actually need to launch a business? If you're thinking about launching a product-based business, then it is time to listen up. Bucket 1, the non-negotiables. Product and compliance. Let me tell you, it took us a long time to find our sweet spot of a manufacturer, which I'll get into later in this video. But essentially, you need to ensure that your product works. Do not cut corners when it comes to your product. And typically this is the area where it will cost the most. It took us about 6 months from idea to finding our manufacturer that we chose to go with. We tried loads. Remember that this is a long-term relationship. This is not, a manufacturer is not something that you typically get into bed with and then one night stand, see you later, never coming back. Your manufacturer is someone that you work with for a very long period of time, and it is important to take the time in the beginning to get this right. Fun fact, we, when building our supplement brand, actually found our manufacturer at a festival. Get at least 3 quotes from your manufacturers. Do not, under any circumstances, take the first quote that you get when it comes to your product manufacturer. You will be surprised by the disparity between one supplier and another. Bucket 2, legal and digital. Do not, this one's important, do not, under any circumstances, underestimate the importance of legal. Our trademarks are not cheap, but they are worth the investment. We actually just found out today that we have our European trademark secured, so that's exciting. Newsflash. You absolutely do not need to spend thousands of pounds on a logo. I know so many successful brands that if you were to look at their logo then and now look at it now, the difference would be humongous. Your brand will evolve. Don't get stuck in the tyranny of the small details at the beginning. Of course, your branding is important, but it can change. Bucket number 3. Now, this is where you need to get creative. The marketing aspect of your launch. Do not get too fixated on that. I'm not joking you. We did not spend a penny on marketing, I would say for maybe even 3 months. Literally no money was spent on marketing. 0. Zilch. I want to get real with you for a minute about our own numbers. Okay, are we listening? We didn't have hundreds of thousands of pounds in the bank. Absolutely not. We started our brand with £3,500 of our own invested money. Now, that might sound like a lot to you, or it might not sound like a lot at all, and you're thinking, how the hell did you manage to pull that off? Well, I'm about to tell you. I want to talk about the power of leverage. Now, we knew that £3,500 was not going to get us so far. However, we knew what we knew best, which was our relationships. And we really lent on those people to help get us through those really uncomfortable early stage parts of the business development. Before we'd even launched, we found an incredible designer who was a very good friend of my business partner's. And he really helped see our vision for what it was that we were trying to create. And we pulled some favors. He helped us out with cash flow at the beginning. We agreed to pay him, but on a slightly later payment terms. And I cannot even stress to you how much of an impact that made on our cash flow at the beginning. Leverage your relationships. If you can't afford it now, sell the vision and negotiate your terms. The most important thing in the beginning is keeping your cash flow alive. And trust me, sometimes it feels stressful. 2, the protection first mindset. Now, as unattractive and unglamorous as it is, protection for us was really important. So we pretty much spent almost half of our entire budget on trademarks. I have a whole video dedicated to this. I'll link it below. Trademarks are important and they are worth the investment. You can do this much more cheaply than we did. You can submit your trademarks online via the government portal, it's so much cheaper. We're talking a few £100 versus almost a couple of grand. However, it depends on the complexity of the product that you are trying to trademark, the name that you're trying to trademark, and I guess in how many classes. So comment below if you want me to do a video on that, because that is a whole different beast. You cannot disrupt if you do not own the ground that you are walking on. We prioritized trademarks for a fancy glamorous launch party, which, by the way, we still haven't done. We're almost 5 months in. The party will come. The protection cannot wait. And 3, product. Invest your money where you can see it. Your product is so important. Do not cut corners. You want to make sure that that product makes sense for the community and not just for your bank balance. So we spent a lot of time going back and forward on what we should do about the product. We originally were going to put it in a tub, like a cylindrical tub like this, in a powder format, not like this, how it ended up. And by the way, I'm really enjoying this microphone. This might become a regular. Ooh, see what I did there? We decided to put it in these individual sticks because constipation and bloating doesn't happen at home. If you're traveling, you're not putting this in your Chanel handbag. Okay? When a girl's got to poo, a girl's got to poo. We ain't putting it in a tub. So that obviously was a far more cost-effective way than putting it in this. This is much more expensive, but we knew that we had to make it easy for you guys to be able to take on the go. And that was really important to us. And we accepted that that was going to cost us more. And this is continuously one of the pieces of feedback that we get from consumers now that they actually have the product in their hand. This is amazing. They share it with friends. They chuck it in the bag. You can chuck a few sticks in, bish, bash, bosh, off you go. You're pooing in no time. A tube was never going to give that to our community. And I'm so glad we made that decision, even if it did increase our cost of good. It was so worth it. So in terms of obviously what you need to have in order to launch your business, do not for a second think that you need tens of thousands of pounds to effectively launch your brand, because you don't. I am genuinely so tired of hearing people say that you need VC funding in order to start a business. We're proof that you don't. So try and block that noise out. So with all of that knowledge, with all of that expertise that I've just shared, that is exactly how you get a business off the ground. I want you to list your dream launch budget, all bells and whistles. Now slash that by 50%. That is going to be your budget. And that is your starting number. When you've done that, leave a comment below. Let's get together in the comments. And I want to hear what you want to solve next. I'm here to solve your business problems. And that was thoroughly enjoyable for me. And I hope it was thoroughly enjoyable for you. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that button, subscribe, like, comment. See you next week for another problem solving escapade.